Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Cliff. I'm back again. So, look, I got another one for you. Can you relate? So, we're gonna get to this discussion on another video at another time. So about the fact that I actually personally myself I have um, been in the run with the law before. Been incarcerated on something that I honestly was not guilty of, and we'll get down on that in another video. Okay, so what I want to speak about though is um, some of the things that I've some individual. Okay, there was this specific individual that I met that was in there. Okay, and he was pretty low key and everything. Kind of, he stuck to himself and all that, and he seemed like a real nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Laid back. He did what he had to do. Stuck to his p's and q's, all that. Um, you know, so I'm just like, I don't know. He was my roommate, my cellie, whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? And so we're talking one day, and he starts explaining to me about his wife. Okay, he's saying that his wife and everything, he loves her so much, and I send her flowers all the time. I miss her. She's the love of my life, and I wouldn't do it. There's pretty much nothing I wouldn't do for that woman. So I'm sitting there listening to him as he goes on about his story. He starts talking about his kids and everything else. And so one day, one of his close friends that was in there, okay, he says, so, how much do you know about, so and so? And I'm like, well, he seems like he's pretty cool and everything, but at the end of the day, I'm still in prison. I gotta sleep with one eye open. So we're sitting there rapping, talking about him and everything, and I guess the guy that I was talking to, he wasn't really that much of his friend, okay, because the individual actually went through his tote, his little box, okay, because they give you these locks and stuff, and you got a key and stuff. Well, I guess some way, somehow, he got the guy's key, and he went through it, and then he went through his paperwork, okay? And he took the man's paperwork, and he actually got copies of his paperwork, okay? Because in certain different prisons you go through and all this other stuff, they got this stuff called Paperwork Friday, to where you got to show your charges, all this other extra stuff. Well, so the dude, he he sits down with me. He's like, hey, here, come over to my cell. You know what I'm saying? And so I go over there. I sit down with him. He's like, so how much has he told you about his situation and all that? I'm like, no, not that much for real. He said that they locked him up on something about a car accident or something. So I'm sitting there listening to his story and all that, what the dude is telling me, and then um I was thinking back to what the guy was telling me about the car accident thing and everything. So next thing you know, the dude's sitting there showing me his paperwork and stuff, okay? And so he was telling me that he told him the truth about everything, okay? So he starts going through his paperwork and all that, and everything dawned on me. It was like an epiphany. It just bow. I was like, whoa. Okay, when I found out what was actually really going on, I got up out the cell. I went and got an immediate room change, all that. because, you know, I ain't want to do more time for flipping out, doing something, you know what I'm saying, and all this other stuff. Well, come to find out, okay, I know y'all remember when I told you from the beginning of this video that he was sending flowers, and he was sending all different things saying, I love you, I miss you, all this other stuff to his wife. Well, come to find out, his case and everything was about his wife, that he tied her up and he ultimately took her life and put her in the back of the car, and he drove the car off of a cliff when the car was ignited in flames of gasoline, and then it went into the ocean or whatever it was. So the man was actually having psychological, you know, relapses in his brain, you know, and he was constantly smiling, really believing his wife was still alive. In all reality, he took her life, you know, and it blew my mind, you know, like that I'm actually sitting in a cell with this man that done this and da 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 da. And I mean, she was gone, you know, we done actual research on it. Like, she was legitimately deceased. Okay. And he was gone in his head. Okay. Because he was constantly really, you know, getting other individuals to send flowers and things to that address and stuff when she was actually gone. She was really dead. And that was just one. That was just one of the many stories and different things that I have learned from different people's scenarios. And it messes with one, because when you're actually sitting down with an individual that was madly in love with somebody and they're gone in their head because they believe that their wife is still alive. They really believe that. But they are the ones that killed her. And I really believe that the individual believes that that was all a dream and that he's still living in a dream. So I don't know. That's just one of the situations. You know, if anybody can understand where I'm coming from, if you can, you know, relate to this or whatever, hit that like, subscribe button, leave a comment in the box below.